very not ready for prime time yet, but it's like a proof of concept. The other one is also not um, ready, but is maybe a little more ready. So we have right this idea of query fields, um, and like they're part of the query, and we want AI to be able to generate them potentially. So see if this works. I asked it to make this new field like country state and uh, just make an average age for it. And there's no average in my topic here. There's obviously no country state field. Uh, and it almost did it. Sometimes it puts it in the query, sometimes it doesn't. Definitely need that's part of the tuning. So it made the fields, but then it didn't use them. Grr. Um, let's see if I just go. Oh, and then also the error retries are not super well handled in the stream, but it's interesting. It basically just like stops and tries it again. Um, there you go. It kept counting the query for some reason, but it did do it. And yeah, I can do wild stuff. Let's see if this works. Let's say so. Just for fun, make a new metric, average age mod 6 to the third power, then use a query to find the state with the highest value for it. Yeah, really hope it uses this one in the query because I don't know how it would possibly do that without using it. There you go. It made a thing. It's totally useless, but it shows that it's listening. There's the field. We can add it to the workbook and make sure that it did the right thing for this very silly thing. Looks roughly right. So those are two. That's a new capability we're trying to give the AI.
Steven, is it possible to put an AI box in the data model where I could ask the same question and it would just make a field in the file?
Um, it uses uh, not like totally. I mean, anything's possible, right? It won't just be an immediate follow from this because this is using a slightly different format. Basically, we give the AI a slimmed down version of our model as its fields, um, and we then ask it to generate that back to us if it wants to make extra fields, because otherwise, very worried about it getting confused.
Yep.
Um, so it would just be a slightly different. But yes, like this the AI
Yeah.
certainly can build simple models with
Yeah,
simple
yeah.
SQL and fields.
I guess I'm not even really asking about doing it in the data model itself because I generally just don't want to be there. I'd rather be on the workbook page. But I'm wondering if there's a like I'm trying to make a field in like the add field modal. It might be nice to be, you know, have it try to YOLO making the field for you.
Totally, totally.
Because if you're making a field like this, I literally was I just chatted Ariel, like I frequently now take spreadsheets and paste them into Omni so I can use the AI to parse them because writing like the snipping calcs is actually hard and AI is really good at it. And this seems like an amazing candidate for doing stuff like that around data modeling, which can also be kind of painful. Like if I need to create like a date diff between now and you know the first of the month previous, you might just want to go into the edit modal and say like, can you make this field for me?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so for now, that would in some ways be almost easier to do than this, just other than like wiring it up, which I guess is always the hard part. So it's harder, but yes, it's doable.
I have a question. Sorry, Colin, I don't know if you were done. What are what's like the scope of the types of fields it can create? Like, is it just quick aggregates? Is it can it do filtered measures? Can it literally do any type of modeled field, like
It
case stuff or?
it 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 can't right now make a filtered measure. I don't think, because I didn't tell it how.
Okay.
If we asked it to, it would probably write an aggregation with a case when, just not a native filtered measure.
But it can do a case statement in there and stuff like logic.
Probably. Uh, no idea if it's going to work. No,
It might
it's
just add. It's going to just add a filter.
It's just going to add a filter.
Yeah.
Need the right
You'd want to ask
question.
it like, show me % of California compared to total or something.
Yeah. So.
But what I'm hearing is it's not limited in scope to just like quick ags. Like it can do some more complex operations.
Yeah. It can do, in theory, it can write anything that it could write in SQL.
And does this go to the workbook model or the query model? Workbook model, it looks like.
Query model.
Query model. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing works on chat, the standalone chat. Like, does it write to query model of how does that work if it's not workbook backed?
Chris, were you going to describe what the query model is for listeners?
No, but that's a good
answer.
I was going
for
to
anyone watching this, the query model is essentially a small model that only exists on the query that will hold the fields but not force them into the workbook unless you decide it's a good idea, and it'll appear up at the top of a field picker.
Yeah. Stephen, my question was, what dialect of SQL is it going to use?
Definitely a flaw right now. We don't tell it what dialect it's in. So
probably okay most of the time, but
we definitely need to pipe that through though. Very simple to pipe it through. What the heck did it just do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it
probably did a % on
actual. It did, but where's the California field? Oh, wow. I think it like did something that's slightly illegal in the UI, like put the California field in the query, but
sidebar though, Stephen, this is what I think we had that ticket where I'm like, does it need to understand what's actually the values for it to properly calc things?
It got a little confused there. So
yes. Separate question / sidebar is like, how should we think about the capabilities it has versus people who are concerned about keeping the AI on the rails of the data model? Like, can it do anything beyond what a restricted query could do in the UI?
No.
Okay.
It can only do what restricted queries can do.
So the bounds of this is it can create fields, but the same amount of things a restricted query would be able to do anyways, which is still bounded by the data model.
Yep. And it would be, exactly.
Okay. Cool.